when it comes to dating, in a lot of ways, I'm all about screwing the rules. And one way in particular, screw the walls, the front, the hiding of the feelings, the protecting yourself. I know we do this, well, to protect ourselves. We put up this front, we go out and we pretend to be this person. On a first date, we think that makes sense, but it doesn't at all, because you're not going to be able to find that real love if you're not raw, vulnerable, open, and real. As scary as that is. I know a lot of chicks who say, will I ever find that first love again? That feeling that gives you butterflies and tingles down the spine. And you're not. If you keep up the front, you can't. I mean, how can you feel that love if you're not opening up yourself and allowing their love to come in? It's not going to happen. It's about getting to know each other, getting to know the real each other. First love is all about heart. That's all it is. It's just feelings. We're going on emotions. We make out and we kiss and we probably don't have sex and we just talk a lot. I mean, remember first love? Like, you sit on the phone for hours and hours and hours until your mom gets so annoyed. My mom used to rip the phone out of my wall, literally, which I kind of thought was funny because then she was the one who had to go call a phone company and have the guy come and put the phone thing back in the wall. But that's what you did back then. You just talked and told them everything about yourself. You were vulnerable. You were real. And then as we get older, we start tacking on all of these things. We have stress of work, of money, of past relationships and pain that we're holding on to from these past relationships, and sex. Not that that's stressful, it's wonderful, but at the very beginning we sort of get, it blurs our view of things. So we have the work stuff, so that makes us have this wall up, and then we have the money and we have the sex, so then that's where we express ourselves, but we're not expressing ourselves really. And then we have the lists. We create these checklists of everything that we need in a relationship, but it has nothing to do with feelings. It's all just a checklist. And then our friends, and they have judgment on how you're doing and what you're doing and how you're feeling, and well, it's too fast or too much or too whatever, and then that gets on you. And so we're piling up all of these things. And how are we actually going to just love and be loved? It's all part of that wall. We're like creating these barricades around us and walking around saying, why don't I feel love? I wonder. So, I'm all about being totally yourself. On a first date even. Yes, go and say, this is who I am. And if you don't like it, that's okay. I'll find someone else who does. But, I am, this is me. And this might sound strange and it's totally counterintuitive to what I normally would think, but the idea of a long-distance relationship at first actually makes sense. And here's why. You're forced to talk. You're forced to go back to that giddy childhood time when all you do is talk on the phone and get to know each other. And you also have the phone or Skype or email or whatever it is that you're using, so you feel kind of safe, you're protected. So you actually say more and you express more about who you are. You have this odd, false feeling of safety there. So that's good. So when you feel safe, then you express more and you're more your authentic self. So yeah, maybe that's the answer, is having a long distance relationship, or at least going back into that headspace of not rushing in and not necessarily having sex. It's building a foundation. And you can have sex and build a foundation too. You can. But the point is you want to build a foundation, and you're going to build a foundation by being real and raw and your authentic self. I mean, really, just like pulling back the skin and saying, here I am. And I hope you like it. And if you're feeling something, show it. Why are we hiding it? If you feel excited, be excited. If you want to touch them on the first date, touch their arm. Show them you're interested. Do the looks. flirt with them, reach out, send a text immediately after and say, I had such a great time. I cannot wait to see you again. Why not? If you feel it, say it, show it. If you're thinking about them in the middle of the day, send a text saying, I'm just thinking about you. Because they're not mind readers. They don't know that you're thinking about them. You need to tell them. Do the things that you would have done in high school. The little things that just say, I care. I'm so excited. I cannot contain myself. Send, cards in the mail. Real cards. They're huge. They show something. They show that you care. Leave a card on their car, on the windshield, or little stickies that you put in their house, and not in a crazy, insane person way of like, well, the next person who comes here is going to see my sticky note. No, really for them, letting them know that you're thinking about them, and then they can look at it and they see that sticky and they know that you care. Now, don't get obsessive and crazy. You don't want to be like that psycho person who sends all these emails and they're never returned, and that's a little frightening. Okay, it is. So if the feelings are not mutual, maybe back off and maybe just realize, all right, this one didn't work. And that's also part of the thing. When you're opening yourself up, when you're being vulnerable and raw and honest, you're also opening yourself up to possibly get hurt. You are, because you're saying, hi, here's my heart, throwing your heart at someone, and you could get hurt. But I would rather maybe get hurt and be able to really feel and feel that first love feeling again, and have those butterflies. And as an adult, you can have that. You can have that first love feeling again. And it can be even better because you know yourself even more. So shed the walls and the front and the facade. Stop hiding your feelings. Stop protecting yourself. And just be you. Screw it. What do you have to lose, right? But what do you have to gain? Real, guttural, amazing love. So take the restraints off. Well, you can keep them on. Take the restraints off your heart and allow yourself to feel and show it.